All right. How does that sound? Okay, we're good. All right, cool. All right, we're sort of back. I guess we had some technical difficulties, but we are back in the saddle and good to go. Talking about the match we've got right now, QS and Multum versus Cheddar and Zero. And we have everything picked out. We were just talking about guitars before we reset our technical situation.
And Multum has always been a guitar player. So I am curious to see how he adapted to this new patch. I am very excited about this game. And here we go, getting into map bans. I think, personally, strong guitar maps are the ones with platforms. I love guitar recovery and downlight, so we'll see where they go.
Well, they're leaving Great Hall on the board, I think, unless they take it out right here. They do have one more ban, and that's going to be Miami Dome. So they're going to go to the bread and butter pick, the normal, the plain Jane vanilla. That's going to be Mammoth Fortress coming at you right now. Starting off, first game of the day, at least of top 32 for these guys, is QS and Multum versus Cheddar and Zero. Already getting guitars out. Zero is going to find that. And they're going to pincer QS and Multum. QS just trying to get out on the outside and get a little bit of disruption going, but Multum now setting up an edge guard as Zero comes back into the middle of the stage and starting to get a little bit more damage off with the guitars.
So we can see red team here holding the center stage control and pinching them inside right here. You see that? How they're getting these team combos because of that? Oh, from QS, a team hit right there. Could set up an edge guard, but no. Red team's holding it down the center stage.
Oh, Zero with a nice string onto QS, getting a little bit more damage off. QS looking for a little bit of a signature action, not able to get it off as he gets interrupted by Cheddar. Zero looking for the signature as well, the Umbrella of Death, but it's going to connect. Multum coming up off the side with the recovery, and he's going to find the KO off on the left, and that is going to be the first KO of the game onto Cheddar, and Zero finding the follow-up onto Multum.
Now, Zero has to keep his stock here. He has a lot left in him before the stock goes away if he plays it correctly. And if he can hold that stock with axe and guitars, those are such big damage-building weapons that he can do a lot with that extra stock. Let's see here.
He's going to get it knocked away, though, unfortunately, and he's going to have to find another weapon. That is going to be the guitars, and as long as he can get something going here, which is not going to be the case, Multum with the quick stop, and he's going to launch him right off the left side. Zero now with the axe again. So we'll see if he can take advantage, like you were saying, with some of that heavier damage.
But look here, Multum's already on red of his second stock, so Zero did enough work with his first stock to give themselves a huge lead. Even though QS has this stock advantage, right? He dies right here. Multum's stuck in a 2v1 for 5 or 10 seconds, right? And there he goes. Now, blue teams has a huge advantage.
But just like the Phoenix, they rise again, and already Cheddar and Zero are making a big play to make an aggressive positioning on the map against Multum and QS. Multum still stuffed out without a weapon. He is going to find the weapon spawn right on the top of the team combo. Huge play from Cheddar and Zero, and that's going to be a lot of damage, putting QS and Multum in the red in a bad position, and Cheddar already getting a lot of pressure onto Multum off on that right side.
QS is doing a great job right now, just keeping his stock. So one thing blue team did here that most people would expect them to do, they didn't focus out Multum. They got QS down to deep red of his second stock, and QS has been applying a lot of pressure with it. So Multum, though, he's one hit out.
And he's just trying to stay alive on the wall, trying not to get in the way of anything. Cheddar just sitting there trying to keep an eye on him so he doesn't get too close for comfort, try to get back into the mix. But Multum being juggled right off on the top, that's going to be Zero's second to last stock as well. But there goes Multum, eliminated from the first game of the set. Now it's just QS by himself in the red against two pretty fresh players.
QS has the Hattori speed. He has sword. Oh, but there it is! Team combo to end game one. Zero and Cheddar coming out on top.
He might have had the speed, but he didn't have the defense, and he just got knocked into space. And now game number 2, getting ready to go. No legend swaps here, so they're definitely feeling comfortable with their characters. Getting right back into the bands. What do you want to see different from some of these guys before we get back into it?
So Mammoth, of course, is the bread and butter, right? I'd like to see them swap it up to a stage that they're maybe not more familiar with, maybe Blackguard Keep or Twilight Grove. I think those would be good maps to swap it up. So one thing that Cheddar did in particular last game was when Multum got down on his stocks, he just zoned him out. He was sitting on the wall. Cheddar just stood there with Spear and sandwich QS so that Multum couldn't do anything. So Multum has to get more aggressive with his stocks, or else QS will be taking more damage than he needs to.
3, 2.
Okay, well, we'll see if they can accomplish that here on Twilight. It's going to be a bit of a mix-up. I mean, you got the island on the right side and double platforms instead of just the one that moves around. So it is going to create a little bit of a different dynamic. A lot of kind of inter-team stringing between each other. That's a little interesting, as I guess they're willing to take that damage difference as long as they're just trading back and forth with their opponents. But either way, Zero and Cheddar trying to get back into the mix, taking a little bit of damage here. Multum almost in the red, Cheddar in the same way, but QS is still sitting kind of pretty with that sword. Zero is trying to change that.
This has the same dynamic as last game, where QS is playing really safe and Multum's aggressing. So Multum's taking the brunt of the damage while QS is being a stock tank. But yet he's playing support really well right here. You see he's edge guarding. They're both edge guarding right now, and if they succeed, then they'll be up 2 stocks. Almost goes Cheddar right there too. There it is! Sair edge guard, and now they're up a whole stock.
Good edge guard from Multum to find that KO, and now just collapsing onto Zero is going to be their last order of business before they have both the blue team members in that second stock situation. Cheddar trying to find the QS on the top. QS and Multum, though, condensing back into one another. That's going to be a good positioning from them to make sure that they don't get caught too off guard. QS getting knocked off on the left side, though. Cheddar off the top is going to find Multum, and now Zero looking for the KO on the bottom. QS with the neutral air. That's going to buy him a little bit more time, but not any more amount of damage back. No refunds on that. Cheddar looking for a KO. Zero just respawning, finding that axe. That's going to be the heavy weapon. Recovery off stage. Maybe no, he's just going to come right back. Get recovery by QS. And if he can find that KO soon, that's going to be exactly what they need, because he is extending that stock for far too long.
QS there got really risky. He has the stock advantage, so he can play with those risky edge guards if he's up a stock, right? Because he has a lot less to lose than they do. But right now, you can see them holding stage control, just keeping them out from each other. And there goes QS almost dead, but Multum might be able to get an edge guard on Cheddar here. Nope. And Cheddar is so close to death.
He is right on the fringes of getting KO'd, but that will not stop him. He's still in the mix. He's still finding damage. He's still finding KOs. He doesn't really care. He's just going to do it. Cheddar is taking a fall, and finally so is QS. That's going to be the KO on him from the left side. And Zero, Cheddar trying to find a way back in. Zero already in the red, getting pressured off on the top. Multum looking for the KO, and that's going to be it on the right side. And QS now getting pressured by Cheddar. Multum trying to come in for the assist as well, but he's going to get pushed away, and Cheddar has to find something here that's going to work for him. The Wu Shang finding that KO up on the right with the spear side air. And now QS trying to stay alive a little bit longer. He's been doing a fantastic job at stock extending, and that's arguably one of the most important things you can do in a 2v2 situation.
That is exactly what QS needs to do right here. He has to not let Multum take damage, but at the same time, he cannot lose the stock. Because if you get on that same stock level as them and you get on one stock, the target could just end the game for you. So that's his goal right here, is to stay alive and don't let Multum die.
And he's doing a pretty decent job at that. Multum hasn't taken too much damage to the point where he's in the kill position. QS is going to be losing his second stock. So a little bit more dangerous. Oh no, and Multum takes the fall, and it is going to be QS all alone. He does have the blue team in a relatively good position to get this 2v1 successfully. As long as he can take Cheddar out, or at least put enough damage onto Zero to force that red health. Uh-oh, this could be a bad situation.
He has a lot of health to work with still, and all he has to do is hit one off stage, and then he gets that 1v1. Let's see if he can split them up to get the 1v1 situation going. And there's a weapon throw that was perfect. But he's being juggled right now. How can he touch the ground? Perfect end light right there. He has stage control now.
That was essential for getting a little bit of this momentum turned back in his favor. He has them both on the island. Zero trying to get on the other side of QS, but that positioning, he's not going to let it happen. That recovery, finding the first KO. Zero trying to find this KO, trying to salvage this at this point. Oh, the ground pound is not going to do it. It's going to be the clash, allowing QS to survive for just a little bit longer. Zero trying to find the opportunity to come back onto stage. Not going to find that neutral stick. Instead, neutral air from QS is going to push Zero away, but that side air, there's so much back and forth from these two right now, and it could go either way. QS can't get back, and that is Zero going to be clutching this for his team.
You hate to see
Almost getting that
2v1s
2v1.
coming so close, but that's how it is, unfortunately. That's why they're 2v1s. It was so close. Good try from QS there. Got the 1v1, and I love how he played it slowly. He lost his weapon. He played it slow. He was about to get wall slipped, so he had to make a move, and Zero covered it pretty well. So good stuff to them.
It was definitely a solid showing from Cheddar and Zero. First game of the day out of the way, and then we'll be moving on to the next one very shortly. But that was a very solid match between those two teams. What are you thinking about the weapons that they brought, the characters that they picked?
So something with EU that I've always noticed is they love axe. So Zero on the axe, I think he was doing a lot of work that game, especially in that 1v1 at the end. He brought his team to victory right there. But I'm surprised I didn't see as many guitars as I thought I would. So I'm just curious.
We still did see two.
We saw two, yeah.
We saw the Ragnar and we saw the Usuri, and they weren't on the same team, which I don't know. I expect them to do it so they can do guitar combos back and forth, but we did not see that. We did see some other stuff though, but we may see even more guitars in the future. We are instead actually in
Four
this
axes.
game seeing 4 axes, 1 guitar, and 3 Brins.
Oh gosh,
What
this
is
is
that
exactly what
about?
I was talking about with EU Loves Axe. This will be a fun game. I think double axe is really strong, honestly. You have teams like Isidru and Cody Travis and NA who are putting in a lot of work with those weapons. So EU is the father of double axe comps, so we'll see how this works.
Well, this one is going to be Aktno and Hissen versus TM and SJP. So this is going to be the second game of the day. 3 Brins and a Ragnar. I think you could tell a joke, something like that. Probably something out there someone's come up with at this point. I have no idea. Either way, they'll get started soon. And we'll get you guys this triple axe game. Quadruple axe game, excuse me. Triple Brin. It's the flight of the Valkyries.
Oh, I'm so excited because Spear and Axe together have some really easy to set up team combos that are really big. Especially with Brin's signatures, they're very good at finishing those combos with kills. So I'm excited to see how these team combos work out in these games. And now, always got to leave out Mammoth Fortress, and I think we're going there, and yeah, we will.
It's the bread and butter pick. Whenever you don't know where to go, you can always go to Mammoth Fortress. It's like your it's like your best friend. He's always there for you.
3, 2, 1, Brawl!
Already getting things started off. Aktno and SJP going to find the first weapons, followed up by TM with the axe, the only differing weapon right now. And now we have Hissen with the axe, and we have a double axe, double spear split evenly across both of these teams. And SJP trying to get a little bit of damage off. Already the blue team having taken a little bit more damage than the red team to start off this game.
SJP has hit 2 of those down sigs already. That's almost 80 damage. That's huge. You can see the damage just getting racked up by all these axes right now. We're not even 30 seconds in. Everyone's in red.
That's the big danger of axe. Like you were saying in the last set, it's a very heavy hitting weapon, and getting caught by some of these moves can lead to a lot of damage very quickly, and that is what we saw. On to Hissen, already losing his first stock.
Missed gravity cancel from Aktno there. Didn't get punished, fortunately. And here goes the edge guard. Trying to edge guard an axe is pretty scary, but when you also have an axe, I guess it's 50-50, so.
He went down with the ground pound, just deep dive off the stage, and it didn't really amount to too much. But they are going to find the team double onto SJP and TM, and That is a great position for them to be in. Aktno can continue to extend his stock out. He still is in his first one in the deep red, so he does have to be careful. But he's got a longer spaced weapon in the spear, so he can stick back just a little bit. Good approach from Aktno. He is going to get uppercut, though, and that's going to be first stock gone.
Aktno's been doing a lot of these weapon throw approaches, and it's been working really well to alleviate pressure from his teammate, as well as allowing him to approach. But so if you happen to miss those, you're stuck without a weapon, and then your teammate can get focused. So let's see if those continue working for him throughout the set. Here he goes for this edge guard here. Perfect, but blocked by the platform. That's unfortunate.
That platform's name today is Matumbo, and he's just like, no, 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 not today.
Ooh, but huge side stick from Aktno, and that takes out the stock. One stock apiece for red team, but blue team is both in red. A big strong hit could get them off to the even stocks.
Ooh, almost a team combo from Hissen and Aktno to find SJP off the side of the map, but that downlight, gravity canceled, was a little too low in order to find that follow-up of the ground pound. But Hissen off stage trying to find the down air onto SJP, and he is going to get punished, unfortunately, and that's going to be his second stock gone. Aktno, the only one with a second stock left, trying to find that edge guard above SJP, but he is going to make it back to the map. And now TM has both blue team members off the stage, and this is a dangerous position for them to be in. Side air is going to find that KO onto Aktno, and that is no more second stock. Hissen trying to make his way back and just survive for the time being, not take too much damage. And he is doing a pretty decent job at it, as now he has to contend with both red team players.
Hissen has to stay alive here. Red team would probably be focusing Hissen, and if they get that 2v1 with axe and spear, that's basically one end light from either of those weapons equals a kill. So Hissen really has to stay alive here. But ooh, almost a team kill coming out of SJP. Perfect dodge, preventing that death right there. Any strong hit on the red team will kill right now.
And Aktno with no weapon doesn't even care. He's getting a lot of damage off either way, but the SJP with the turnaround damage from the axe, the combo finisher into that ground pound, not going to connect either way. But now Hissen looking for that KO. That's the side air off on the left side. TM by himself. Neutral light, not enough to do it, but the weapon throw, not going to connect. Well, another one from Aktno, not going to connect either. Looking for the gravity cancel slide kick, not going to find it. And now TM getting weapon thrown in his face. Side airs in place, and the ground pound is going to do it. Blue team coming out on top. Game number one, Aktno and Hissen taking game number one. I think I said that in like 3 different ways.
So no character swaps are going right back into the map bans. Let's see what changes up this time. I think the bread and butter will be banned out this time. I think they'll go somewhere. I think they'll go small enigma. Oh, they left it open.
I don't know. It's still there, so the possibility is still open. I don't know if they'll go small enigma. Oh, back to the best friend stage. It's always there for you. And now getting back into game number 2, we're going to see how things change around. Still with the triple Bryn, still with the quadruple axe. We'll see if things come out a little bit differently. Maybe TM and SJP have a different plan of attack this time around.
We will see, but here blue team has both weapons. If they can keep them starved, they can get a lot of damage here. But everyone in the game has a weapon now, so that didn't go very far.
Aktno and TM trading blows back and forth. SJP and TM collapsing back together to try to regroup their ideas and their positions and everything in between. And SJP now taking a full frontal force of the recovery from Aktno, getting back on the stage. And it's just an Axapalooza right now as swings are just coming back and forth, chopping trees down. I don't know. That's what axes do. It's the woodsman out here out in Mammoth Fortress. Aktno going to take the first fall. Hissen about to do the same, be in position real low off on that wall, but it looks like the red team is going to back off just a little bit and give him a little room to come back and maybe even bait him into a better position that they can take that stock. SJP, though, is going to go down, and that is going to be the first stock off of the red team.
So this is why double axe comps are so good. There's so much chaos happening that you saw there. They had a huge damage lead, and then 4 seconds into the game with There's axe moves everywhere. You can even up the damage and even kill people. It's there's so much damage being racked up.
It's just a lot of trading blows back and forth between these teams as well. And like you said, it is pure chaos. A lot of just throwing attacks out after attacks after attacks. SJP looking for a weapon. I think it's going to be a spear for him this time around. Aktno finding that neutral stick. It's not going to find a KO. A lot of people just really deep in the red. And that is going to be SJP real gone. And last stock for him. Hissen still on his first stock. Blue team is making a very good showing right now with the stock extension.
Hissen did a lovely job there of keeping his stock. And Aktno, oh, huge recovery turnaround from Aktno to kill off the top there. Now we have a slight 2v1 here on SJP. Can they get this last stock off? No, what? Aktno played that really well, where Hissen goal was to keep his stock alive, right? And Aktno didn't take too much damage, and now look at their huge lead because of it.
Aktno deep in the red. Looks like the red team is trying to hunt him down. Down air off stage. He's not going to find the KO on Aktno, but the ground pound will on Hissen, just barely surviving, even though he was already in the red in kill percent. Very surprising, but now SJP trying to come in. Perfect dodge on the neutral stake, but Aktno coming in from behind to find that KO on both his teammate and the opponent. It is worth it, though. Taking those deficits doesn't even matter, because if you can take your opponent out at the same time, and that's an elimination, that's the only thing that matters. Finding that W, not how many lives you have left.
Indeed. So when red team killed Hissen there, they should have gone for that 2v1, I think, in my opinion, because you're down 2 stocks, right? In those 10-second respawn times, they could have gotten a lot of damage on the other teammate or killed him on an edge guard. But they decided to go back on stage and grab some weapons, which is also fine. It's just how you're feeling in the moment. But they missed a lot of advantage there by going back for weapons.
Yeah, like we were saying in the middle of the game, a lot of axe attacks being thrown out everywhere. And looking at the damage afterwards, you can tell that a lot of those were very devastating hits. We had Aktno dealing almost 750 damage and getting 5 KOs, just rolling a train over the red team, with Hissen coming up as kind of the support, I suppose, with an additional 400. So a little bit over 1,000 damage between 2 players here in this game number 2, which is kind of impressive, but also makes a lot of sense when you think about it because of that. Everyone using Axe, that's kind of just what happens.
Axe is just a large damage building weapon. And you can oftentimes get to really high health before it can kill, because it has limited kill options. It has Sarah and it has recovery. Sometimes Enlight if they're really damaged, but you saw a lot of Bryn Sigs that were doing a lot of damage as well, so we just saw the damage just racking up. So Axe is pretty good in 2s. People put it down, but I think it's a pretty good weapon in 2v2s.
I think we did see a decent amount of it start to be used at DreamHack Dallas as well in the 2v2 scene, at least midway through. And I think we're just going to be seeing more and more of it as time goes on in the 2v2 scene, because of how much chaos you can really rein in with heavy weapons like that. But we do have this next match ready to go in just a second. And that is going to be Agzo and Viper, a team that a lot of people are very familiar with. They've been together for quite a long time, and that they're going to be facing off against 2D and Vortex.
So Agzo recently swapping to the Thor pick from Bodvar, and we've obviously seen Boomy and Sandstorm do a lot of work with the Thor comp, so maybe he took inspiration from them, who knows, but I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table with this Thor pick. I think it's a pretty strong character in 2v2s because all of his SIGs are really good, and Orb is a good weapon in 2v2s, and Hammer has some really clean edge guards and combo potential. So I think it's a strong pick. And he's running the defense stance, so I think he's just going to be a stock tank this set.
That would seem to be the case, but we'll see. They both have high defenses between Agzo and Viper, both going with higher defense stances. So they're both definitely expecting to take a lot of damage and survive through it all. We'll just see how they do it. Now 2D starting off with the weapon pickups. And both of the blue team members are going to find those weapons. Vortex is going to try to edge weapon guard away from Agzo, but he's going to find that orb. And the orb is going to give him a little bit of room to work with against the Lance, although that range from the Lance is probably going to give a little bit of a counter to the orb being a much closer boxed weapon.
If blue team can ever get a lead here, Lance is such a strong weapon at controlling space. With that huge Nair hitbox, you can just control aerial space, and also sidelight is a very scary move to deal with on the ground. So if they can happen to get a stock lead, they can just build so much damage by just controlling space and keeping them out. As we see here, we have a double edge guard set up right here, and there goes Agzo! And Viper here stuck on the ledge against 2 players.
Oh, but a nice little bait for 2D to hit his teammate there from Viper. So a little bit of a quick position from that. Always good to see when someone does get a quick bait movement into a team damage. But we do have Vortex's first stock gone, as well as 2D's right afterwards in quick succession. Viper still holding on to his first stock, trying to last as long as possible. Vortex looking for that deep dive off stage, but there's no one there anymore. Viper trying to make his way back, and 2D doing a great job at edge guarding. He's not going to be able to finish the job, and Viper is going to find his way back onto stage.
Look how aggressive Viper is. He's on his first stock in deep red, and he's still going for edge guards against people that just spawned. He's a madman, but he's making it work. I respect it. Ooh, unfortunate missed recovery there. He expected him to be touching the wall there, so he would lose his dodge and vulnerability frames, but that wasn't the case when he dodged up. He wasn't right on the wall, so that recovery didn't hit. But huge weapon throw coming out of Viper here, and now 2D stuck in a 2v1 for a bit.
Good positionings coming out from Viper and Agzo as they get a little bit of damage. Good assist from Agzo to disrupt the bowstring from 2D. And now Viper coming in with the recovery. Not going to find that KO, though, and that is going to be 2D on the side. Vortex trying to 2v1 in between the sandwich of red team players as Agzo then gets knocked out. And that is going to be 2D now coming back in from the recovery. A lot of stuff happening very quickly. That is the name of the game in 2v2. And wow, okay, I thought Viper was actually going to find a way to get back there. But no, he got caught out in the air off stage. And that is going to be a quick KO onto him and 2D right afterwards.
And that's where we can see that Viper's aggressiveness when he has extra stocks could be detrimental to their success, right? Because that was their only lose condition there, is if Viper had died, right? And now that he has, now it's only 2 stocks to 1 here. But he's doing a pretty good job at this 2v1, but it is a 2v1 against 2 really strong zoning weapons. See what he does. Ooh, team hit right there.
They managed to hit 2D at the same time, and unfortunately they can't really combo into that because they're both in that frame recovery. But they did end up finding the KO with the down sig from Ragnir, and that is going to find that first game victory. As they go into the next one now, it's going to be whether or not anyone wanted to change characters. I don't think so. We haven't seen any character swaps so far today, but the day is still young. Oh, and we are going to be seeing a legend swap from Vortex, switching to something that you can probably talk a little bit about, and that is Sidra.
Ooh, I'm excited for the Sidra pick. Oh, my lovely cannon. I wish there was more representation for it.
Well, you know, we do see it come out.
Now we see it.
And we know you bring it out, and there have been a few other players that have been bringing cannon every once in a while, at the very least. But it is it's slowly getting there.
So one thing that I like about the Sidra pick is that we now have double sword on the table. Sword is, I think, the strongest weapon in 2v2 solely because of how its moves set up, right? Endlight's really strong combo starter. Downlight is a really strong combo starter into anything. It has a lot of options, right? And it's also just a really safe weapon that has solid kill control. But Cannon, on the other hand, a lot of my teammates in the past did not want me to play Cannon just because it's so hard to combo off. But that's where it kind of shines, as well as you have so much chaos with your Cannon combos that you just kind of build up a lot of damage. So we'll see what happens.
Right now, Vortex just trying to stick with the sword for the moment. 2D trying to make his way back to the stage. And the red team is just going to leave him to it as they try to double up on Vortex, which is the smart play, but I don't think they switched back to 2D in time, or maybe they didn't even need to, because Vortex taking the fall off stage is going to give them a little bit more room to work with here as they take that first stock off the blue team.
Now we see the damage here is almost even, but if they can kill Agzo, they'd be up a huge amount, and then they can just sit there and focus out Agzo's last stock. But here we see Viper going out, and now they have a 1v1 for a bit because it was traded. Ooh, huge team combo coming out of red, building up a lot of damage on Vortex.
Viper with the axe damage, trying to find a little bit more. Agzo trying to find the follow-ups onto whatever Viper can throw out, and now Vortex trying to find something off the top, but is going to get thrown upwards himself. And now chasing through, looking for Agzo, and Viper is going to find the recovery on the 2D. Vortex recovering off the top, no KO. Agzo getting hit off the top as well, but with his weapon forced away. 2D off stage trying to find his way back, but Agzo with that slide kick ground pound is not going to find that combo off stage. Now both red team players off stage as well, trying to find their way back and get a little bit of damage. But that is going to be the punishment onto Agzo, and the follow-up KO in the vengeance KO onto Vortex as well. 2D trying to make his way back, and Viper find this KO, or Agzo do the same. Doesn't look like it in the moment off stage, and it is going to be the blue team survive, or at least 2D surviving for just a little bit longer.
This game has been so close. We saw 2 times in this just this one game where 2v2s have turned into 1v1s because they trade out kills back and forth. And look, we can even see here, so close, but Vortex getting a bit damaged here. They could look to kill him soon. But huge dodge coming out of Vortex to avoid that. But Viper turning that recovery into a kill.
That's the kind of thing you want to see, especially in 2v2s where you gotta do some really quick conversions to make sure that you can find those opportunistic hits and attacks to find KOs that might not otherwise happen in 1v1 situations as well. But the combos coming out, the weapon throw just barely putting 2D in the position for Agzo to follow up. Very nicely done on that part, whether on purpose or on accident. Oh, but the grab! Ooh, that was one of those weird hammer interactions where you do it up an angled surface and then you grab someone, even though it doesn't really look like it. You do get that tipper hit right at, like tangentially on the hitbox, and you grab him, throw him down, and then it counts. But you know, that was just one of those situations. Viper and Agzo taking down game number 2, 2-0 against 2D and Vortex, and they will be moving on to the top 16.
That unarmed dare at the end there was huge. And against Hammer, unarmed is one of the strongest hits to edgeguard Hammer with, right? Because they have Hammer recovery, which is completely vertical, where when you're unarmed, you have gravity canceled downlight, which comes from the side, and that's a huge edgeguard setup. So unfortunate there that he couldn't convert that into a double kill, but that's how it is sometimes, you know. That's
just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Not everything can be controlled perfectly, especially in these kinds of games, especially even more so in 2v2, where you are just going to be in chaotic situation after chaotic situation. There is no control sometimes that you can have, and you just have to play it by ear to the best of your ability. Other times, though, when you have a lead and you have both players split apart, or, you know, a situation that you're really comfortable in, you can just control the stage, you can follow up, you can get those team combos after a single hit, and that feels really great, but that is not always going to happen.
And what I'm excited about here is we have 2 lances. Now, and NA, me being an NA person, I only ever see 1 lance. So having 2 of them in the same game is exciting. Now I kind of wish we had the old lance sound back where it was extremely loud.
Oh, goodness. I still remember those horrible, fateful days from the very first combo breaker where the sound was turned all the way up. People were playing multiple lance picks, and all you could hear was the loudest sound. It sounded like a plane engine inside the freaking venue. Anyway, we do have Ishyet and Vaped versus Blaze, and I know I'm going to mess this up, but Divinke.
Dinke? I am uncertain. We should ask.
I might just start calling him DM because I know I'm not going to get it correct. Either way, Vaped off stage looking for a KO against DM, and DM finding the recovery. Maybe going to be able to take out Vape. They do have the first stock off of Ishyet, so they do have a little bit of room to work with right now. DM getting a little bit of a team combo with Blaze in the center as Ishyet gets the respawn, but not too much damage, and that Ishyet can't make any plays or has to sit back anymore. That's going to be Blaze losing his first stock, and now Vape taking a little bit of room to breathe as he backs off to find that respawn from Blaze. But Blaze getting out of that quick team combo very after no time at all. And that's going to be Vape now losing the first stock as well. No more 3-stock players in game number 1 anymore.
Red team's doing a lovely job at focusing out a target. You see here, DM going for Ishyet, or no, that's not Ishyet. Oh, it is Ishyet. Okay, sorry. He is going for Ishyet and focusing him out. Now he's already on his last stock. A minute and 45 seconds into this game. And look, he's already nearing the orange. Ishyet needs to play more defensive, play around Vape, and allow him to carry. Can't afford to be taking too much more damage. And as we see there,
well, there's a lot of damage coming out right now. I mean, earlier today we saw 4 axes and 3 Brens, and now we're seeing 3 Lance picks coming out and a whole lot of damage just in general. DM finding that KO with the side sig off stage onto Ishyet, and that is going to be Vaped all by himself, looking for that recovery off the top. Not able to find it though, and as Blaze tries to find a KO as well, but getting forced off stage. Vaped is doing a fantastic job in the 2v1 right now. He does have an additional stock though for each one of these players, so he's not out of the woods just yet.
And as you say that, there goes the second stock off both players. He's an orange, but he is Roland, who has 8 defense. I'm uncertain which stance he's running, but either way, that's a lot of defense to work with. And here he is. He's winning out really hard right now. As I say that,
he is doing very, very well in the 2v1. Whether it can last or not is yet to be seen. He is in his last stock, red health. He's got to be extremely careful, because otherwise something like that, just a side sig, can be all it takes to take you out. And that is what we're going to be seeing right here. Unfortunately, doing a fantastic job nonetheless. Vaped is going to be dropping that first game in the 2v1. But a great show nonetheless.
And we have no character swaps coming out. We're going straight into map bans. And we have Blackguard, Shipwreck, or Miami Dome. I want to see Blackguard, but we're not going to get it.
Yeah, EU typically has Mammoth or something unexpected because it's not Mammoth. That's the way I've always seen it.
Yeah. Miami will be fun, though. It's such a small map, and we have 3 lances in play here.
I do love me some Miami Dome, though. I can't really complain about this. It's going to be a very fast-paced match because it's such a small stage presence in Miami Dome. So we're going to see Ishyet right now trying to get a little bit of damage on a DM. Blaze trying to hold Vape off stage, and Ishyet with the edge guard and going to throw away the weapon due to the dodge through from Blaze. And now just chaos ensues in the middle as attacks are traded back and forth.
Vape not able to edge guard DM there, but he does have the damage advantage here. And there it is, that's a kill. If he can trade out this kill on Blaze, they'll be up.
Blaze looking for the edge guard onto Vape. Vape holding onto the walls, trading places with Blaze, coming across and trying to help his teammate, but DM making his way through back to the map in the double side air. Shut too light on the damage to take any big hits, but Vape almost being KO'd by that side air, and that is something that you do not want to get hit by here. Is any big attack horizontally, because those blast zones are relatively close.
Indeed, and Lance side air is quite a strong move. It will kill very early. As you see here, that in orange almost killing DM, but there a huge edge guard. That was an absolute read coming out of Vape there. He knew that all he had left was recovery, and so he just went for that raw ground pound, and it worked.
Vape getting a little bit of damage out with the on-stage Lance, trying to make as much map presence as he possibly can. Blaze trying to make his way back to the center of the map and get a little bit of that map presence forced away from the blue team right now, but the gravity cancels down Sig, not going to connect on anyone. Ishyet now trying to force DM off stage, and 2 hits back and forth. That is going to be Vape now trying to find the edge guard. DM with a turnaround slide kick ground pound, and that is going to find the KO on a DM. Blaze trying to find the vengeance kill, and there it is on the Ishyet as he comes back onto stage with the recovery, but he is all by himself at this point. He's got to be very, very careful getting back on the stage because he is in his second stock red health, and he still has 3 stocks to run through against Vape and Ishyet before he can even possibly take this clutch win.
Now, DM there, how he died, I respect it. He went to turn the edge guard with a gravity cancel unarmed downlight, but that left him very vulnerable once he missed. But if you would have got it, it would have been in the highlight reel for certain, so I respect it. But now, Blaze had 2 stocks to work with. He's not doing too bad here. However, he does have to get that second stock off of the Roland. But here we go, a huge team combo coming out of blue team. And there, edge guard situation, and the weapon throw will finish it out. Blue team coming out ahead.
When Vape and Ishyet hit the 2v1 situation, I don't think they actually took any damage at all. I think they essentially perfected out that last stock against Blaze.
2v1s are indeed hard against players that understand how to play off of each other. Here we go, back into map bans. I'm expecting a Mammoth pick here again.
Is it going to be Mammoth or is it going to be Enigma? I don't think there's really any question there. Going back to Mammoth Fortress, once again, one more time, again, for the last time. Just kidding. No, we're going to see it all throughout the day. That's why, it was a championship quite a long time ago. It's kind of irrelevant, so I'll just put it to rest after this. But there was a question on the fantasy bracket, or on the fantasy, for one of the championships that was how many Mammoth Fortresses do you think we're going to see in the top 8? And I think it was like 27 was the final number. Anyway,
we need something like PG stats for Smash, where they get absurd stats for every possible thing you could think of for Brawl Hall. That would be absolutely wonderful.
Honestly, the biggest stat I want to know is how many unarmed neutral lights facing left have there been throughout a tournament. That's what I really want to know. That sounds like pretty left field enough for me to be interested in. Anyway, DM trying to make his way back onto stage with the Lance. Being off stage with Lance below your opponent is never typically a good idea, and getting back on the stage is that #1 priority. He managed to make it back, find the hammer in return, plays off stage against Ishyet, and Ishyet having a very tough time. Ooh, if he did not, if that actually hitting that recovery could have also been bad in the right position. But Ishyet taking the fall, and now it is even stocks between both teams. Vape and Blaze still holding on to their very first, as Vape finally loses it due to DM's Lance combo.
Now, Vape did something very good there. Ishyet was getting edge guarded by Blaze, but what he did was he hit DM away and then went to prevent his teammate from getting edge guarded. Unfortunately, it went back into another edge guard situation after, but it was a good insight to do that. Now here we see red team, DM getting a huge gravity cancel to almost kill off the top at orange. And now they have such a huge damage lead here. Blue team getting stage control again though. As I say that, it turns back into favor. Now, edge guard situation here for Vape. Doesn't work out though.
Blaze trying to make his way back to stage with the recovery move. DM off stage trying to pressure Ishyet, but Ishyet got to make a pass, dodge through, and find the retaliatory strike. Vape, though, is going to be losing that second stock, and that is going to be the first second stock, which is very surprising this deep into the game. Typically, there are at least 2 players without a second stock, but just losing that? Okay, there we go. Now we're back to normal.
Ooh,
2 players
bit too much damage there. If he didn't take too much damage while his teammate was respawning, this could definitely be doable, but it's going to be a lot harder now. Great kill by Ishyet. If they can get a kill here, it's definitely doable. See. Close.
Ishyet trying to take Blaze upward on the map with the lance. A very odd decision, considering that there's no real good recovery finisher unless you read them the perfect direction. But Blaze now, without a weapon, trying to get a little bit more damage off, going to find that axe. And now DM with the side sig, going to find the KO onto Vape. And now it's Ishyet all by himself in the red. And he's got 3 stocks to go through. He's got DM in the deep red, and the weapon throw not going to connect because he threw it at a very unusual angle. The neutral light not going to find a KO here either, finding his way back to the wall, and that's going to be DM looking for a KO with the down light, but he is going to fly away so fast. He broke the sound barrier, I think, with how fast he flew away, and that little tipper from the little that little tip hit from the down sig. Oh no, and he bonks his head, and that's going to be Ishyet taking the fall, and that is going to be evening up. That is going to be a win for DM and Blaze going forward into the top 16 to face off against JK, Cider, and Daiku later on.
You always hate to see it, but that is a part of playing platform fighters, is you're going to SB. Unfortunate that it happened in the 2v1 where all the glory is on the line, where you can put your teammate on your back and win the 1v2, but it's better than having it happen in the 2v2 where you have to lose because of it. So unfortunate, but they will have more opportunities in this tournament.
And of course they will. It is a double elimination, and we're going to be seeing more of them potentially in the future as long as they can survive. But before we even get down to the lower side of the brackets, we do have to run through the top, and in the top 16, of course, we have Blue and Simple versus Cheddar and Zero. We have Fizz and Machete versus Aktno and Hissen. Viper and Agzo versus Zipapi and Ariel. And then, of course, like I mentioned just a little earlier, with JK, Cider, and Daiku versus DM and Blaze.
Now, I'm excited for this match because we have the tournament favorites right here with us. And let's see how they do here. Obviously, we just had an European LAN event, DreamHack Summer. And Blue and Simple losing out to the NA champions. So we'll see if they can bring it back and win the EU LAN or the EU online event here. And I'm excited.
That is going to be the question on everyone's mind right now, is if they can take this tournament down. Blue and Simple. They've been very dominant in the past, so I wouldn't put it past them to see a very strong performance here today. But we did see a lot of good stuff out of Zero and Cheddar as well in their debut match. I think they were the first game of the day against QS and Multum.
And here we have another Sidra pick. I'm excited.
Another Sidra and another potential Mammoth Fortress. I would like to see small Brawlhaven on a personal level. I really like it considering how small it is, but that is probably the reason why people wouldn't want to pick it unless they were feeling extremely confident on that map.
So small Brawlhaven in particular for Canon is good and bad, right? You want a lot of stage itself because you need a lot of stage to work with the Canon 0 to death. However, you have really small side blast zones, so you can kill with them early. But doesn't matter, we're not there, we're on Mammoth, the most neutral map, bread and butter. Here we go.
Simple with the cannon, looking for a little bit of damage right now, looking for those combo starters. Got a lot of pressure on the Zero early on, but Zero with the turnaround recovery now is going to find his way in, and looking for that double smack is not going to find it. The slab coming out, Zero with more recoveries, pushing people all over the place. Cheddar getting a lot of good sword damage, and Simple and Blue just trying to find a quick way out. That quick turnaround from Blue, though, forcing Zero off stage, and the weapon throw confirming the KO is going to be a very strong presence play to come out early on right now.
That weapon throw was expertly placed. I don't even think Zero had an opportunity to really react to it. It was such a good weapon throw. And here we see Cheddar being put off stage. If they can get the stock off of him, there'll be a huge advantage here. But as we see it, evening up the stocks.
Blue controlling the 2v1 while his partner is away, doing a fantastic job. Simple coming back in and grabbing the sword. And like you said earlier today, we have the double sword scenario. What do you think is the best 2v2 setup that you could possibly have right now? And Blue's going to get it knocked away for a spear. So we'll see how that translates into the team combos. But we are seeing quite a bit go down right now between Simple and Cheddar, with as well as Blue and Zero. But Blue kind of trying to play the middle space. Or in, I guess, soccer or football, you could call it like the midfield, where they can play a defensive and offensive position at the same time. So what we're seeing right now from Blue is some pretty decent map positioning in relative to his teammate.
Let's take a look at the stocks up here. Blue is still on his first stock. Simple is also doing a great job at stock tanking in here. That was a huge downer by Simple to get a dodge from Zero, and Blue almost able to confirm in a kill at white. They have such a huge advantage here.
Simple almost getting knocked out of the top, coming down with a deep ground pound on stage, and that is going to lead into a hit. Zero off stage now, trying to survive just a little bit longer. Simple with the Sidra down sig, not going to connect, and going to get very thoroughly punished off stage. Zero in the perfect position for that ground pound to find a KO. Cheddar now with the KO as well, with the ground pound from the spear, finding him off to the left side, and Blue now coming back into the center, no weapon, but the weapon spawn coming in, and Cheddar is going to do his best to kind of cover that map and prevent Blue from finding it, but he is going to pick up that weapon, and Zero's going to take the fall, and Cheddar off stage is not in a great position now, and that is going to do it. Blue and Simple with the team combos and edge guarding off stage, leading into the game 1 victory.
Now,
very nice team play.
Coming out of red team here, I'm absolutely loving the confidence that they're showing. Specifically Simple. He is going for some absolutely crazy things. Like he did a sword ground pound to a chase dodge down light. Like he's doing some insane stuff. He doesn't care off stage. He's throwing his weapon and going for unarmed side airs. This confidence that they're showing is carrying them through this set. The momentum they have right now is absolutely insane. But let's see if Cheddar and Zero can do anything to combat it.
Well, they are definitely going to make an attempt right here as they start banning out the maps, and you can almost guarantee that Mammoth Fortress is going to stay in the ban pool.
Now we see 2 character swaps coming out. We have double gauntlets on Zero and Cheddar to see what can go on with that. I think gauntlets and 2v2s, especially double gauntlets, you have a lot of options, right? If you get them off stage when you both have gauntlets, there's almost no way that they're going to
And in addition to that, of course, Cheddar on gauntlets in general is a very dangerous thing to go up against, because this is kind of where he was born, is at least in the tournament scene, is Cheddar playing gauntlets, taking people down off stage with core in one of the most nasty fashions I think I've ever seen in the EU side of things. I still, whenever I think of EU off stage crazy nasty plays, I think way back with Cheddar on core. So I'm really excited to see him pulling this pick out.
And these swaps right now are working so well. You saw those team combos coming out right at the beginning. As we see it here. Oh, huge NSIG coming out of Zero here. Good interruption. They're just keeping the damage lead consistently and keeping them sandwiched here. Huge first kill right here. They can get this edge guard, they'll have such a big advantage.
Oh, good team combos from Cheddar and Zero, getting a lot of damage built up on the Simple.
And that's just, you hate to see it. You just respawn, you have invulnerability frames, you go for a move, and then you get punished and team comboed by every single person in the game, and now you're an orange. But they were Simple, almost SDing, but makes it back luckily.
That's always a danger on this map. The very short wall spaces on stage, coupled with the fact that this has some of the biggest blast zone spaces of all the maps in the pool. This is a very dangerous one to get caught off stage, especially below. And we're going to be seeing a lot. See right there, Simple couldn't make it back, getting trapped really far below the stage. Now Simple all by himself, no weapon pickup in sight, just going to spawn right next to him in a very lucky manner. Cheddar now kind of caught in a 2v1 with Blue and Simple on either side of him.
So long as Cheddar can keep the stock and not be put on one stock, they should have a pretty easy time in this game. Because if you're on one stock, one thing can happen, and as I say that, he goes down. One gimp off the side, especially on this map, you can die so early, and that can change the tide of the game.
Cheddar with the gauntlets looking for a signature pickup right now, going for the side light, grab or cancel side light read. Not going to find it though. Neutral light off stage. Going to find one pickup on that. Blue coming in for the assist though, and Cheddar is going to have to back off. Simple now on the edge guard, neutral lighting, just trying to find the pickup onto either blue team player. Now Cheddar as well looking for a pickup as while Zero makes his way back to stage. Blue looking for the upward, the up attacks, the neutrals, and Zero just trying to collapse in, finding the KO on a Blue, and that's going to be the in-game elimination. Simple all by himself, 2 stocks to 3 overall on the blue team. He's going to have a lot of this to have to force his way through, and Cheddar losing his weapon right now. Both players on the blue team in the red. Simple can force a very quick 1v1 if he can just find the KO onto Cheddar.
This game's still very doable, even with that loss of stock. One downlight on Cheddar, and that will be the stock. He has to watch out for these team combos. He cannot get squished right now. And as I say that, we have one. Luckily gets out. The one thing you do not want to do in 2v1s is do moves that keep you in place for a long time, such as that unarmed and light we just saw, because that just gets you punished for free. And you cannot afford to take any unnecessary damage in the 2v1.
Simple finally found a weapon here. He might be able to convert this now, as long as he can find a KO on his Cheddar. Cheddar just trying to play the keep away game as he just tries to keep himself spaced out from Simple, but he is going to get taken out on the top, and then we have the 1v1 now between Zero and Simple. Simple already in the red though, not having found that double KO, forcing the 1v1 sooner. It might cost him. He throws the weapon down, trying to read Zero going deeper than he was, but that is not going to be the case. Zero making his way back to stage has Simple no weapon off stage in an edge guard, looking for that neutral sig. The recovery off the top, and that is going to do it.
So the gauntlet swap seems to be working out incredibly. Let's see if red team has any answers for this.
I don't think I can see them changing characters just yet. But you know what? I've been wrong before, so let's see if they do make any swaps here. It's still going to be the Sidra and Hattori combination here from the red team, I believe. So we'll see where the blue team wants to go. And I won't be surprised if they go to Mammoth. Because it's small Brawl Haven. I don't know if they want to go there. Blackguard Keep might be too big horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with something like Cannon, where you might, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right about this one, you might want closer blast zones so you can try to get those off-stage combos, chains, strings, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, for sure. But one thing I want to note about last game is I have no clue how that game got to Shipwreck Falls. If you're against double gauntlets, you do not want to go there. So it should have either been banned or not picked.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but now
I think that's why we saw it banned this
sidewalls,
time.
So we can see what happens with the gauntlet gimps. They're going to be a lot less easy to hit.
Cheddar looking for the gauntlet strings onto Simple right now. Simple with the quick turnaround recovery. Not going to find a K off on the top, not high enough. And Zero now coming in with the gauntlets as well. The double gauntlets onto the red team, seeming to be a pretty decent equalizer here in the stocks and damage department. Simple off stage trying to find his damage onto Zero, but Zero with the quick turnaround, and now he's got both red team players above him. The assist from Cheddar needs to come in right now, and he did find a double, and that is going to be a net gain and a very, very nice play from Cheddar to take that opportunity and just run with it.
Now Cheddar here, he has that stock lead. Let's see if he can keep it for much longer. as I say that, we have the 2v1 for Zero. Let's see if he can take that much damage here. But they're not choosing to go for that 2v1 edge guard, which is they're playing it safe and trying to deny weapons from the new person spawning, which I respect. As we see here, small team combo coming out of blue team.
A lot of chaos coming in right now. Zero getting thrown up top by Simple, and Blue trying to get a little bit of damage equalization right now. Zero throwing Blue up into the sky, and Cheddar trying to follow the same ideology there as with his gauntlets, and Blue trying to make his down light recoveries find a finisher, but he's going to have to get a few more of those if he wants to find a KO. Weapon throw onto Zero, though. Can he make it back? No, a second one is going to be the nail in the coffin there as Zero gets forced into that last stock. Cheddar making his way back to stage, just looking for a few little down airs as well.
Now, even if Cheddar dies here, it's still very even, right? Because they're both in deep red. One combo will kill both of them. And if you don't take too much damage on those stocks, those one stocks left, you actually have an advantage because you'll have weapons when you spawn. So let's see what happens here. This game is very even still.
Blue with the neutral light, gonna find a KO on the Cheddar off the top, and Zero is gonna do the same to Simple. And now we have Blue as the last player with double stocks left, and that is going to be relatively fresh stocks. Zero still approaching orange right now. Blue gonna lose that second stock, and now it is just a battle of eliminations right now. Cheddar and Zero trying to take out Blue and Simple. Damage relatively even, one player deep, one player not, and it is going to be a dangerous situation right now. Blue doing a very good job at extending this stock out to as much viability as it possibly can get.
Now, blue team, when Blue was respawning there, they did exactly what they needed to do. They found a combo starting move on Simple, and they got him to orange. That's exactly the thing they needed to get back into this game. But we see here, they're still down a bit in damage, and Cheddar is now unarmed. Let's see if they can get back center stage. But they're a huge misstep from Zero and gets punished off stage. And that'll be it. 1v2 for Zero here. Can he do it? There it is. Blue edgeguard opportunity, but missed.
Oh
no! And that's it. The missed edgeguard. Oh, you hate to see it.
That was incredibly unfortunate for Zero, missing that slide kick into ground pound off stage. That would have definitely equalized the situation quite a bit, but unfortunately that is going to be the fall for Zero and Cheddar, as Blue and Simple do make it into the top 8 and qualify for tomorrow. Everyone in this top 16 winner's side bracket is trying to get that qualification for the winner's side top 8 tomorrow, which will also be at 10 a.m. Eastern, or I believe, what is that, 2 or 3 CEST? I am not entirely sure. I'm not the best with European time zones, but I want to say that's 2 or 3. I could get a confirmation from the production, maybe, but we'll get that later. It's the same time it started today, so that's all that really matters. If you were here at the beginning, be here at the same time tomorrow, but we'll go over that later. Got the next set coming up very shortly, though.
So let's see here. So the winner of this will also be moving on into top 8. So there's a lot on the line here. If you win here, you get to stop, you get to rest, you get to sit back and watch all the other teams struggle to get to where you are, right? But if you lose here, you have to wait for 2 sets to happen, and then you get to play again for another chance in the top 8, but on loser side. You always do not want to be in the lower bracket. It is not fun to climb there. So let's see. Everything's on the line here for these few teams, and let's see what happens here.
Well, getting this match started off, it's going to be Machete versus Machete. I don't know why I'm in this like 1v1 mentality. Machete and Fizz versus Aktno and Hissen. We did see Hissen and Aktno a little bit earlier taking down SJP and TM, and now they're here in the top 16, ready to try to qualify into that top 8. But we do have Machete and Fizz ready to go blasting off. Machete with the orb on Thor, and this is the second Thor we're going to see of the day, and Fizz on the first Scythe. Surprisingly enough, I usually really like seeing, or usually tend to see Scythe in tournaments, but maybe this is EU and they just really like that axe.
Indeed, and it's doing a lot of work here, as we see. In the beginning of the game, they were just building up so much damage and keeping them off. And personally, for me, I like axe versus gauntlets, at least in 2v2s. I feel like the short range of gauntlets can get snuffed out by a lot of the axe moves. So I'm expecting to see Fizz swap to his Scythe here, and we'll see if he does a lot more work on it. And here we have an edgeguard situation for both teams.
Aktno and Hissen doing a pretty good job at it, forcing damage onto the red team right now. Fizz was put into an edgeguard situation, managed to find his way back against Aktno, and now Hissen finding himself without a weapon, not in a bad position though, finding the KO right off the guitar pickup, and that is going to be a great position for him to be in, still holding on to that first stock. Also, Fizz being very close to kill percent. Oh, and Fizz with a quick opportunity, read off of the ground pound off stage. Aktno trying to find a follow-up here, and that was really unfortunate. Machete with the weapon throw off stage, hitting his teammate Fizz in the head to confirm the kill. He didn't want his teammate back. He wanted that fresh stock instead. So I guess that is what they are going to go with. Aktno and Hissen now just trying to continue the damage flowing against this red team.
Now, Fizz has to be careful here, but he can't play too defensively, because if Machete also goes on his last stock, that means that they have a lot to make up.
Ooh! Very quick
Close
pickup
there.
from Aktno on the ground pound, or not the ground pound, the slide kick recovery off the top.
Huge disco to kill off Hissen stock. Now, Machete, on the other hand, also cannot let Fizz die here. He has to play Guardian, but he also... Oh, huge combo coming out of Aktno. I am sorry, I clipped my mic there, but I was excited. And that's it, team combo to end the game.
A very clean, very... I don't know, you can't really say a very clean cleanup. So a very coordinated cleanup we see from Aktno and Hissen to take down game number 1 against Machete and Fizz, and that is going to be game number 1, like I just said, I guess. Anyway, Aktno and Hissen taking that first one. I gotta stop this. I keep saying the same thing over and over again.
We had Aktno there doing 690 damage. That is a lot of damage to do in a 2v2 game by yourself. They need to shut down Aktno. I think that's their win condition, the red team. So we'll see what they change up to get that to work. I'm expecting a Twilight Grove pick here, and we see it go out. So let's see what they can do with those extra platforms and that extra space.
Mm-hmm. We will be seeing game number 2 with roughly the same characters, maybe some different skins in there. Probably not, though. Machete and Fizz versus Aktno and Hissen. Game number 2 underway right now. Machete with the orb, trying to get a little bit of damage off at Aktno, doing a fantastic job at controlling space with the spear. Fizz trying to follow up from behind with the gauntlets as he gets pushed off stage, looking for a little bit of a combo starter here, forcing Hissen off, looking for the big clap and throw, but not going to find any neutral lights off stage. Aktno now holding map position in the back, looking for signature opportunities, but Fizz with the edge guard coming in on the Hissen. Hissen in a bad way, but managing to make his way back. No KOs just yet as Aktno tries to look for something off stage, and now weapon throw from Machete now disrupting a little bit. Hissen is going to find that KO, and a quick team combo. It's real nasty, boys, going right off stage left side as Hissen and Aktno get a great team combo for that second team KO.
Now, when people say, oh, I don't want to watch because Europe is slow. Just show them the clip of this game. That sequence was absolutely insane. We had someone getting edge guarded and then their teammate turning that edge guard into getting saved and then saved again, and then a team combo on the other side of the map in all the span of like 15 seconds. Absolutely crazy gameplay coming out of both teams here.
And we're only going to see even more of that as we get farther and farther in. Fizz looking for that KO. Machete there for the pickup, though, and that is going to be the KO. Double KO from Machete, and that is going to put them in a fantastic position to start coming back, but they have to be careful. They're still in the red, and that is kill positions for both of them. Hissen finding that KO off the top, off the recovery, and looking for another one. Fizz backing up, getting a little bit more control out of the scythe play, but not going to last as he does get picked up by Aktno with the side air KO. And now one stock left for both red team players. This is going to be a very difficult position, but Aktno and Hissen seem to have this under control moving here on out. Fizz, getting denied that recovery opportunity, and now it's going to be the 2v1 Machete all by himself.
Hissen got that huge weapon throw to snuff out his recovery, and that got that stock, and now we're stuck in a 2v1 here against 4 stocks, but he got lucky there. Machete got the inside hit of the recovery on Axe, which has a lot less knockback there, but huge downlight ground pound from Aktno to end game 2.
That is a very quick 2 and out for Aktno and Hissen with a very, very dominant performance as they move into the top 8 spot. They will be up against Blue and Simple tomorrow in the top 8 in a best of 5. So we will see the result of that tomorrow, but we have more top 16 games coming up in just a second.
But Fizz and Machete are not out yet. They're going down to the lower bracket to fight Arato and Goosey. So we will be seeing that later in the bracket. But for now, we have Viper and Axo versus Ariel and ZZpapi.
And ZZpapi, I can't say I am familiar with, but every other player here I've seen play multiple times. Viper, and I've probably seen ZZpapi play too, but my memory is terrible. I'll be honest, I don't remember half the stuff that goes on in games. Viper and Axo, though, we have seen plenty of times. I still kind of miss the days of Viper on the Thatch, but players change, and Ragnar is such a better pick these days.
It seems.
We are going to be waiting for Axo's character selection to go underway. We have Viper on the Ragnar, and we have Ariel on the Sentinel. I think we've been seeing Ariel on the Sentinel, at least Katars, for the longest time.
For sure.
But Sentinel, much more recently, ZZpapi on the Azoth, a character that we don't normally see in tournament situations. I think we've seen Azoth, I want to say you could count the amount of times you've seen an Azoth on one hand in the past year.
I think the only person, at least in North America, that plays it is Double Dime. But from Axo here, I'm expecting the Thor pick again. That worked very well for them in the last match we saw. So I don't see them swapping anything out until it doesn't work anymore. And there we go with the Thor. The Thor. Now, on to map bans. Let's see here. I'm expecting every single set to go first game Mammoth. That's just always how it is. And from there, you think about what could my team do with other maps, right? If you lost the first game on Mammoth, do we want platforms? Do we want more space? Do we want less space? Who knows? And as we see, we got Mammoth, of course. So going into game 1, I'm excited for that. Ariel is someone that we all know has been very successful over the span of a long time in this game. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Well, things getting started off in game number 1. Axo and Viper versus Ariel and ZZpapi. ZZpapi making his way back on a stage. No, he's going to get immediately stopped 15 seconds into the game. And that is just Viper and Axo collapsing on top of your opponent off stage. There is no recourse for him to get back. And now Ariel trying to get a little bit of retaliatory damage here onto Axo. trying to force a little offstage action as well, but Viper coming in with the assistance, and ZZpapi just having a very tough time getting the turnaround, finally finding the ground pound opportunity and getting Agzo one stock fewer, but it's still, you gotta be really, really careful about Viper and Agzo's just dominant performance that we've been seeing so far.
Mm-hmm. And you talked about, 15 seconds in the game, what a quick stock. But as we saw, Viper put him off stage literally 3 seconds into the game, and that edge guard was extended for almost 20 seconds. So it was quite slow, but he got it to work, but unfortunately it was traded back over on the other side of the stage by ZZpapi. And now we see here, huge nair coming out of Aerial.
And I think now that we're seeing Aerial and ZZpapi kind of roll back and get some opportunities to breathe a little bit better, we're seeing ZZpapi take advantage of what I think is some of the most spammable 2v2 signatures in the game, which is the Azoth signatures. Although both blue team members are going to be knocked a stock lower from this red team, and now the red team is the team with the advantage in a very quick turnaround.
Here we go, Viper again with the Axe Dare edge guard, but ZZpapi, as we saw earlier, he has very strong bow edge guard with his ground pound, so we'll see who can win this out. But now Aerial taking out Agzo stock, leave Viper in a 2v1 for a bit. And there you go with the spammable Azoth sigs. Where they have hitboxes where you do not expect to go, and that sometimes gets players.
Agzo trying to make his way back on the stage. Aerial's doing a great job at edge guarding right now. Agzo making his way back up in the stage with a combination of moves that allows him to just relatively safely make his way back, but that is going to be a KO onto Viper. Oh, and Agzo going a little bit too deep, giving me a heart attack as he looks like he's about to just mind gimp his own stock away. Fortunately, that's not going to be the case, though.
Aerial's doing a lovely job at playing aggressive here, not taking too much damage, but we see ZZpapi, last stock, deep red. He only has 1 or 2 more hits left in him, and that recovery almost killing. Aerial has to keep him alive, and ZZpapi has to stay alive himself. He has to run. And as we see here, that Sair, still not enough, but we see Aerial here going in for this edge guard. They have a huge advantage. They just have to have ZZpapi not die. ZZpapi playing so well, just running around them. And as I say that, he gets aired. Now, can they get a team combo here? That was a huge gravity cancel sidelight coming out of Viper there. Got a 3-hit string out of it. Now, Aerial has a lot to do here. Ooh, a bit of team damage coming in.
Weapon throw on the teammate Agzo, and that's going to be Aerial surviving for a little bit longer, looking for a signature opportunity, going off stage, switching back to Agzo, doing a good job at just target swapping so that he's not committing to one player, and that signature from Agzo is going to even it up and allow Aerial to get the clutch victory in return. A very unfortunate situation for the red team, as I think that side sig was the exact wrong thing at the wrong time, or well, I guess it depends on who you are. If you're Aerial, it's the right thing at the right time, but either way, that is really unfortunate to look at.
Oh, that's so hard to do in a team dynamic, right? Think about your mentality, right? If you are in a 2v1, a very winnable situation, and you side sig your teammate, that kills him, and then you get stomp Cider to die. You just need to take a second. Do not let that get to you. Get into the next game and reset, because you have obviously shown in the past you are a very capable team, and those mistakes happen. You just got to get over it and move on. Let's see what happens in this game. So one thing I really am enjoying about the set is a lot of it is being played off stage. That is the most fun thing about Brawlhalla, in my opinion, is the offstage mechanics. Getting your jumps back when you touch the wall. That allows for some elaborate offstage interactions that we're seeing a lot of in this set. So what Viper did there that was really good is that Viper dared him there, right? But he, instead of continuing that edge guard, he swapped over to get the 2v1 on the team on his teammate and got a decent sized combo out of it. Now we see here Ariel getting hit off stage here. Can Axo get this edge guard? No, he gets turned, and now even stocks.
The quick double from ZapHappy to confirm those KOs, and now we have the blue team with a very strong performance right now. Ariel still has to be careful because of that red health second stock, but as long as they can keep that momentum from that one double, they can really continue to make a large and a very strong presence.
Now Ariel has to stay alive here.
Ooh!
He's doing a lot of work though, as
I
we
don't know
saw
how
they're so close to killing.
I don't know how that didn't end up in a KO. That was so close to the top.
It was. And Axo, he is hitting Viper a lot with these Thor signatures. This has to stop. As we saw last game, it could be very detrimental to your success. And ZapHappy there with a huge side sig to take out Axo's stock. Now we see the stocks evened up again, but Viper in the deep red.
Ariel and ZapHappy right now collapse on top of each other, ready to just collapse on an opponent if they need to. Axo and Viper kind of separated, but they have the blue team collapsed in the center. That it's hard to tell who's preferring their position more, but either way, both red team players on their last stock. ZapHappy still extending out that second stock. For how much longer, I don't know. And Ariel taking that,
oh my gosh,
just getting launched into space from the Ragnar space program. Axo finding that KO off on the left side out of the team combo as well. Viper and Axo turning this quite a bit around to take the advantage back into their hands. And now we may be seeing a very difficult position for ZapHappy to make it back from. Holding onto that bow, he can probably find an opportunity here to really put some damage down onto someone, but he has not found a comfortable enough situation for him to get back into this.
Now, Ragnar has absolutely absurd force on the signatures because Sentinel is a pretty high defense character, and Sentinel's only in like deep orange, like not even that deep orange. And that N-Sig on Axe killed, it was absolutely absurd, and that just absolutely swapped the game around for them. Now we see here, ZapHappy's doing a decent job. He's got them both quite damaged here.
I mean, at this point, what better way for ZapHappy to build up easy, consistent damage that isn't, oh no! Bopping his head on the bottom of the stage and put him in a very difficult position. And Axo, in perfect motion, put himself off stage to go into the ground pound with that extended hitbox space to really cover as much of that push-off column as possible. And that is exactly the right position for him to be in to confirm that win and just pull it right away from Ariel and ZapHappy. Now, they are not going to be taking down the set in 2-0 against Viper and Axo. Viper and Axo taking that last game is going to put them into game number 3 and give both of these guys a chance to move on to the next, into the top 8.
And now we still saw some team damage coming out of Viper and Axo, but I think they're working together a lot more. We saw more team combos. In fact, a huge team combo led to that 2v1. So if we can see them start to have more synergy together, get out ever happened in the first game, get that over with, and move on, we can see a solid team come out here. Now red team has both weapons here. These are both really good weapons at keeping people away. But as we saw here, ZapHappy able to grab that axe. Ariel, though, still left without a weapon and now put in orange. Finally, 36 seconds into the game. 26 seconds, has a weapon now. Zapapi, huge side sig to take out Agzo's first stock.
Zapapi looking for that side sig onto Viper, but it's just going to miss. Ariel's looking for a little bit of damage on Agzo. Agzo finding the orb and looking for a little bit of damage, a little bit of comage. I don't even know what that word is. Agzo, though. Oh, no. Ariel taking a fall. He's not able to make it back to stage. A little bit too much pressure from Viper to covering the wall space. And that is going to be another follow-up kill from Viper onto Zapapi, and that is going to be blue team in their second stocks now, and Viper extending out quite a bit at this point.
Viper here has his third stock still, and Ariel's quite damaged. But so is Agzo on his second stock. Anything can happen here. A huge weapon throw coming out to secure that kill. And Agzo has to play safe here. Zapapi has been doing so many of these gravity cancel side sigs. As you there, see it again.
Okay, off the top from Ariel as well from the Qatar neutral sig, and that's going to be a big follow-up hit as well, and that's going to be Zapapi and Ariel now taking the advantage. Viper still holding on to that second stock. Looking for a little bit of Qatar damage. Going to get the Qatars knocked away, though, from Zapapi's down sig, and the side sig gravity cancel coming out looking for Agzo. It's not going to find it. Ariel now getting knocked off into the left side, or the right side. Zapapi looking for an unarmed retaliatory strike, and he finds, the recovery into the falling side sig, and now we have a lot more combos coming out from Zapapi and Ariel as they get even more damage built up on the Viper and Agzo.
As you said earlier, Azoth is one of those characters that you can't even count how many of them are on one hand, right? So he's getting away with a lot of the signature spam that he's doing, and it's just working. Like, as you see there, they just hit and they're not being punished. He's getting so much damage out of it, and it's working so well for them right now. Agzo, deep red on his last stock. Viper put into orange as well. They have one good hit. One more of those Azoth signatures will kill Agzo. And there was, you see it, there it is. Viper has a lot of work to do to not go down the losers, but that was absolutely insane. That team combo was so good. The weapon throw down into the dare. He was stuck in hit stun. He could not dodge that. That was actually insane.
That was a real nasty team combo from Zapapi and Ariel, and they are just blowing up right now, just looking fantastic, and they have qualified for tomorrow's top 8, and they will be going up against the winner of the next game, JK Cider and Dayaku versus DM and Blaze. But before we do that, we're going to take a really, really quick break, so just stay tuned. We will be right back in just a second. Oh.
Come on. Oh, no!
Yeah.
No! Again?
Yeah, that's what you get when you take on the Brawl Hall of Master.
These things are whack! 1v1 me, bro. For real!
Yeah, I'll toast your buns again, sure. Want to choose a different character?
Yeah! I choose me! Yeah! Woohoo! Brawl Jabraic!
Oh, my burrito! Whoa! It's those guys from the game!
What time is it? Adventure time!
Stop that bacon hammer!
All I do is win. Got him!
Go for it, PB!
Uh-huh, Princess Bubblegum gonna show you up! Homies help homies!
This place has everything! Ah! Did somebody order a combo?
Yeah! Woo! Mathematical! 25 million players!
Dude, That's almost 25.5 million.
Oh, snap. Look out.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Brawlhalla?
Brawlhalla? No, man. Brawlhalla.
Oh. Hey, welcome to Brawlhalla.
This game is...
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Brawl at the Beach EU 2v2. I'm You Got Frown, and here with me is Starlight.
Mm-hmm. Now, we saw a lot of good games, but now we're even further in the bracket. We're going to be seeing the top of the top fighting off against each other. And here we have someone we have yet to see today, and it's Daiku.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love Daiku. He is my 2v2 partner from the very first World Championship where we won. And then he has come to every single NA event since then. So I respect this man, and I want to see him do well. But again, he's against DM and Blaze, who we saw earlier.
Yeah, Daiku, you always gotta love him. He's always a bit of a character, and he's always fun to hang out with, and that always kind of skews personality, or skews perceptions and favorability towards him a bit, I think. But you gotta love him. He spends so much time here in NA playing on the NA side of things as well. He's here teaming up with JK Cider, Looks like it's going to be a very solid team here and going up against Blaze and DM. DM on the Scarlet, a very interesting pick. I think last time we saw him, he was not on the Scarlet. He was also on Bryn in a double Bryn pick, but I could be misremembering. I think that's what we saw him on. Ishyet and Vaped. I believe it was. I think that was the triple Bryn. I could be. I'll forget about it in a second anyway. JK Cider and Daiku though.
Ooh, the Ragnar pick. This is actually the pick that we won in 2016 with. So the huge throwback. I was expecting him to be on his Thor pick that he was playing out at the last LAN event, DreamHack Dallas. But we're seeing a swap here. So let's see how it does. It might be because of the new Qatar buffs that happened in the previous patch. So we'll see. And also Double Axe being, of course, a really strong duo to have on your team. So we'll see what happens here.
Honestly, Ragnar is just a very strong pick in general, with very versatile signature moves, especially in edge guarding situations, combined with the like you said, the Axe and Qatar combination, especially after Qatar buffs. I don't think you can really go wrong picking this character in any capacity.
As we see right off the beginning, JK Cider with a huge Qatar string after a dodge read punish. And just building up the damage here now. These Qatars are doing a lot of work for this team right now. Red team. Can he get the edge guard? No, but potentially turned around here. Oh, you love to see these offstage engagements here. And Daiku coming out on top, but Blaze on the other side of the map, bringing it home for the blue team. Now we see here another edge guard coming out of Blaze. Oh, so close to killing.
JK Cider now looking for the side air kill, and that's going to be Daiku with the side air kill out of off on the Blaze on the right side. DM now just backing up, trying to create a little bit of space here as he doesn't want to take too much damage before there's a setup that he and Blaze can get into. JK Cider there looking for the setups, gravity canceled, followed by Daiku getting hit by the recovery, almost flying off the top of the map. But that is not going to be the case this time around. He goes off stage looking for the down air. And this is going to be a little bit more coordination here from JK Cider and Daiku, as Daiku just tries to get a little bit more damage, but he is not able to find it. Blue team right now, Blaze and DM doing a great job at disrupting this red team's mobility and map positioning.
In red team, Daiku still keeping his stock, but you see him still going for these edge guards, even though he is deep red in that stock. Unfortunately, it gets turned for him, but now we see red team down a stock, but leading in damage. And as I say that, JK Cider going to orange from a huge combo from DM.
He's really looking for those horizontals right now. He has thrown out, I think he's thrown out a very consistent pattern of side air into neutral light and a side air into neutral light like 4 times in a row with that axe. JK Cider's really got to find something to mix it up, and now he's going off stage and taking the fall, the dive, and now Daiku making his way back. DM trying to get the wall coverage, the edge guard, as he doesn't quite find it. Gets hit by the recovery, and now Daiku has made his way back, and now Blaze with the nice axe string, getting a little bit more damage on the Daiku. Daiku now in the red. He's going to have a little bit of trouble making anything work out of this. He will have another stock on the back end, but he has to deal with the extra stocks from Blaze and DM as well. He does have them in the red, so the possibility is there. There's the haymaker coming out from Daiku, looking for the ground pound connection off stage. Not enough to find it. The slap, though, coming out onto DM, and now Daiku has a situation against Blaze where he can find this KO, get a little bit of damage on DM before that next stock for Blaze takes effect. If he can get that, gets that perfect opportunity, he could probably make this clutch possibility into reality. But the team combination now, the black hole getting dodged through by Daiku, the positioning not quite correct for DM to finish that off is going to be a little unfortunate.
I'm very sad that we did not get to see that team combo go through, because that Scarlet hammer down sig would have sent the other way right into that Bryn spear and sig. And as we see there, Daiku unfortunately falling, unable to win out in that 2v1. And the blue team comes out with the first game win.
A very valiant effort there from Daiku in the 2v1, trying to make it work his best to his ability that he can. But in some situations, it is just a little bit too hard. I mean, it's still 2 players versus 1. And when there's that assist possibility, it can be that much harder. Even if the stocks are low and both of your opponents are in kill percent, there's never a guarantee there.
Indeed. Now, will we see the character swaps coming out of the red team? I am uncertain about what Cider plays, but I know Daiku has a large repertoire of characters that he can choose from.
We may see at least one of them stick with the Ragnar pick. It did do a pretty decent job. We are going to be seeing the Barbara selection from JK Cider and Ragnar again on Daiku. He did a pretty good job on it in game number 1. Just keeping the consistency going with the Ragnar pick, I think, is the best thing that Daiku could do right now, especially with the success that we did see from him in the Axe and the Guitar field. The biggest question is going to be, how good is JK Cider with the Spear in this matchup?
Now, Bryn's a character, I think the most seen character we have seen today.
3,
So
2,
I just, at this point, I expect every single EU player to have a pocket Bryn of some sort. So let's see how Cider's does here.
Ooh, DM with a very nice lance string to get things started off. JK Cider and Daiku very hurt in the very beginning of this game. And we're going to see Daiku with the guitars just trying to space out just a little bit, look for the opportunities to get a lot of damage off. But JK Cider now making his way back onto the stage with the axe. The recovery's coming out, but now he's got a freebie to come back on the stage with Blaze right there with a quick stop. And now the stomp into the ground, and that is going to be the first KO very quick into the match.
Daiku's also put into the deep red. One more hit will kill him, but as we see here, Daiku loves going off stage. He knows he has the advantage with the guitars, being a very strong weapon off stage. So he's trying to get those slight advantages here wherever he can.
JK Cider throwing the spear away, trying to get that spear dash in opportunity for the gap closure, but it's not quite going to work. He is going to find the axe on the back end, though, as Blaze looks for the recovery off the top. Not going to find quite the connection he was looking for as he gets punished and launched off into the left side. DM now looking for the weapon pickup, but the punish from Daiku with the flaming umbrella of death is going to find that KO off onto the top on DM. And now Blaze looking for another KO, pressuring Daiku off on the side. He does not have any aerial recourse to get back to the stage or the wall, and that is going to be Daiku's stock down. Getting caught in the air can be very devastating, and that is exactly what we saw right there.
So Daiku there, right? He got hit off stage at red. So he had 2 options, right? One would be to die immediately so that you reduce the amount of time the other team has to 2v1 your teammate, right? But if you think your teammate can save you, then you should try to recover. But in that situation, Cider didn't even try. So Daiku probably could have killed himself earlier so that he would have less time to respawn. But they didn't punish him too much for being in that 2v1. So as we see here, the damage being evened up, especially if we can get this edge guard here from Daiku, they'd be in the lead.
KO on a Daiku is going to put him into his last stock. DM still holding onto the second one, but it is in the red, closer to that kill potential zone. And now DM just trying to dance around with no weapon in the middle, picking up the hammer, but going to get punished before he can even use it. JK Cider and Daiku looking for a little bit more damage in the center, looking for the focus onto Blaze. And JK looking for that Cider, not going to find it in the signature move coming out. And with, I actually haven't seen Barbara use any signatures. I know that's all the Bryn stuff, but I don't think I'm going to recognize which one gets thrown out. Daiku, though, now all by himself again. DM, oh, there it is. I'm Flaming Umbrella of Death. Going to find that KO, off the wall bounce as well. Giving Daiku a little bit more room to work with here. Still close to that kill percent, though, is going to put Daiku in a very bad position, and that neutral sig is going to finish him off. That's going to be the quick 2-and-out for DM and Blaze, and they are going to move into the lower side of the top 8 tomorrow, I think. Is that where we are right now? I can't actually find where this game is.
that will be into...
Pretty sure that's where we are.
Yes, that they will be up against SJP and TM in losers round 4.
Well, either way, we got the next match coming up very shortly. We got Machete back with his teammate Fizz, and they're going to be going against Arato and Goosey.
So we have yet to see Goosey, and Goosey is a decent personality on Twitter. Goosey posts some pretty good stuff. So I'm excited to see some gameplay, and I'm uncertain of what's happening right now in the lobby because we're getting a lot of different players joining. So I'm not completely certain about who we're finding fight, but we'll see.
Either way, we have... Oh, no, it looks like we're going to be getting a swap and who is going to be in the next game right now. It is going to be, in fact, instead, Zero and Cheddar coming up against Pavelski and the Ninja. So we have a little bit of a set swap here with Fizz and Machete and Arato and Goosey coming up a little later.
All right, so the Ninja, I've heard that he is a cannon main, so have a lot to see and critique about this man's cannon. I have yet to see any gameplay of it, but we see the Lin Fei coming in, and now Lin Fei very strong this patch with 9 decks giving Katars an extra crew combo. But we see here he is going strength stance, which takes away from dexterity. So we'll see how these Katars work out, but I'm pretty sure he's playing it mostly for that cannon.
Well, we'll see how that works out for him. I mean, he may be playing the Lin... Well, with the fact that he is not going with the 9 deck stance, I wonder if he is... I mean, he may be still playing it for the Qatar focus, but maybe he just wants a little bit more damage there. And the trade-off from the extra decks, which I don't know what the trade-off is. I don't play enough Lin Fei to know that off the top of my head, but it may not be favorable for the Ninja. Either way, Cheddar and Zero getting started off in game number 1 against Pavelski and the Ninja.
And as we see right off the beginning, Pavelski with a huge dodge read punish to get someone to orange immediately. And as we see, Cheddar losing his stock almost immediately. But Pavelski is also equally in deep red. One more hit could take his stock immediately.
Cheddar going deep on that ground pound, looking for that down air, and that is going to find it. That is going to be the 2v1 now, looking for the team combo right now, but that is not going to lead into it as the Ninja does manage to get out. And using that cannon, getting a lot of big damage off onto Zero. Now there's the down sig as well. The neutral sig, excuse me, onto Zero, throwing him off stage. And there is the recovery as well from the Ninja for the follow-up. KO off the top, and that is going to be the first stock off with Zero. The last person with the first stock on him still is the Ninja, just barely surviving off stage, getting punished by Zero. And it looks like Zero is going to try to find that KO.
And now Cheddar has to live here. Oh, and as I say that, unfortunately gets taken down, but Pavelski almost got traded out. And that would have been huge for the blue team, putting Pavelski on his last stock, evening it up with Cheddar. But as we see here, let's see how much work Pavelski can do on this second stock of his. And as I say that, he gets hit off stage. Will Zero go for this edge guard? It doesn't seem so. And the Ninja doing a lot of work with this cannon. Oh my gosh, this game is so back and forth. Everyone comboing everyone.
Woo! Zero popping off right now
Zero!
with some real nasty plays. That is some real popping off right there. Finding the KO onto Pavelski off the top as he was in the middle of keeping the Ninja in the middle of a string. Zero is just one nasty neighbor right now. Now he tries to get a little bit more damage onto Pavelski off stage. Pavelski just backing off a little bit. I guess a little bit of afraid of what Zero can do. Now the neutral light coming in, the side sig follow-up from Pavelski, finally finishing off that second stock from Zero. But with the momentum and the sword now, Zero could potentially put out a lot of damage and really bring this back. But Pavelski doing a great job with the guitars, and a very dangerous position for Zero to be in, because he does not want to get caught in one of those 0 to 100s, because then that stock number goes from 1 to 0, and that is the loss for the blue team. Zero has to avoid that at all costs, of course, which is, you know, the normal thing that you do in these games.
So Zero got punished last stock for doing a gauntlet end light. Those are the types of moves that you just cannot do in a 2v1 right there. If Pavelski spaced it better, he would have gotten a free signature punish. You have to be very careful about your move selection in those 1v2s. Anything can lead to a kill.
Recovery, that is the KO onto the Ninja. That is going to be the one stock left of the Ninja, though. So still some room to work with. Pavelski did a good job at avoiding Zero at all costs there, because if he did try to go for an opportunity pickup or just like a KO onto Zero and got into a clash, any bad situation could have turned into a 1v1 with Pavelski being eliminated. And Zero going off stage. Will the Ninja follow it up? And there it is. Ground pound down the push-off column, and that is going to lead into the KO and the game 1 victory for the Ninja and Pavelski.
And both of them doing about 550 damage each. No one is being carried at all. They're both doing very well in this matchup. Let's see if we get any character swaps here. I don't think we will. No, they're sticking with the double gauntlets. They figured out that worked earlier for them, and they're sticking with it.
When you've got a plan of attack and it is successful, at least 50% of the time, you got to continue with it. I mean, just because one game doesn't quite go your way doesn't mean that the next one won't, unless it's, really, really one-sided, which I can't in good conscience say that game was.
Indeed. Let's see if we can get a different map to see. The bans are going very slowly right now, so they are definitely putting a lot of thought into what they want to leave open for their opponents. No Mammoth.
A ban on Mammoth Fortress? Unbelievable.
Give me Blackguard keep, please. They probably will not go to Blackguard, but I would absolutely love to see some Blackguard keep today. There we go. I got my wish. They're stream sniping, aren't they?
They might be. There's always the possibility. I don't know what they have to gain by listening to us, though, honestly. I mean, I just consider myself a goofball, and whatever I'm saying, I'm just saying, right? Yeah. Anyway, Zero. Now I'm echoing myself. Zero, picking up those gauntlets, getting things started off right. The Ninja with the cannon play, trying to force a little bit of grounded cannon startups in the middle of the stage. Zero with a little bit of mix-up potential off the gauntlets in the middle as well, and Pavelski with the axe getting a little bit of damage off. We got both of the heavy weapons knocked away from Pavelski, unfortunately. So now it's just going to be the Ninja as Pavelski tries to have to pick up those guitars, and there it is. He's got them in his hands for those guitar loops, but the turnaround from the neutral stick from Zero is going to almost lead into a double kill, and the Ninja just barely surviving by the skin of his teeth.
There is probably, in this 50 seconds that have passed, there's probably been almost 300 or 400 damage happen already. Like, there's been so many different team combos and strings being happened on every single player in this game. And it's not even been a minute. It's absolutely insane game so far. Ooh, barely avoiding that down sig from the Lin Fei cannon. And now Cheddar gets both kills. And now we see an absolutely massive lead coming out of the blue team. It seems as though leaving open these 3 maps was a good choice.
And losing that game in the start with and staying with that double gauntlet was the right decision as well. No need to swap when it's not truly broken. I mean, just because you lose once doesn't mean you're going to lose every one of them. Either way, the Ninja now with the cannon trying to find some side air continuations, gets that side sig instead and finds the KO onto Cheddar, and that's going to be the second stock. Oh, Zero with the deep neutral light, finding that KO off the bottom, and now it's just Pavelski all by himself. Zero looking for a little bit of team combo action, but Cheddar just says screw it and throws the side sig out there, finds that KO onto Pavelski, and takes game number 2, evening up the set 1-1.
What a huge turnaround there, because imagine the momentum they must have going into this third game now. They go from losing the first game to almost 5-stocking their opponents in the second game. But we see the map bans coming out. They left more neutral maps, and I'm expecting a Twilight Grove pick here.
Well, Mammoth Fortress is on the board this time around, so there is the entire possibility of just a Mammoth Fortress pick again. We already have Twilight Grove banned, so it's a 50-50.
Okay, they went Shipwreck. They have double gauntlets, right? But we see here the Lucian pick, very good at offstage with the Katars and the really strong signatures that can kill quite early on the stage. But we do have the double gauntlets on the other side. You get put off stage, you better be careful.
Oh, the Ninja with some nasty guitar plays going on right now onto Cheddar. Cheddar getting forced off stage in the process. And now the Ninja following up, and there it is, off the top! Pavelski, what are you doing?
Oh my god. He just went absolutely massive for his team there. Please highlight that and give us a replay after the game. And here he goes again, round 2. He's not done.
The power of guitars, like we were talking about at the very beginning before we would watch any of these games go off. Pavelski with another KO onto Cheddar this time around off stage, and this is just more domination after more domination coming out from all of these guitars. And now Zero trying to find a little bit of a follow-up. Oh, can he get back? Still have the recovery, so doesn't make it back on the stage, but going real deep off stage looking for those KOs. The pickup, recovery off the top. Pavelski not quite in that damage kill percent yet from a sword recovery. However, the Ninja is going to be losing that first stock and giving Cheddar and Zero a little bit of room to breathe. Zero getting taken off the bottom, though, and now put into the last stock. Elimination potential for Zero, and he's got to be very careful. The double follow-up off stage, and that's going to be Pavelski following suit, losing that first stock, and now more evened up stocks. 2 stocks on 3 players now is going to be the name of the game at this point in time.
Now, I want to see the average match length for this set in comparison to the rest of the tournament. These guys are just absolutely going at each other, and these sets have been going, these matches have been going so fast. I'm absolutely loving the gameplay. Zero here has to be really careful. He cannot afford to go down and leave Cheddar in this 2v1.
I think that's why we're seeing Zero a lot of back-offs and weapon throws from Zero. They're just trying to get a little bit of a map presence there without forcing himself into the mix. Pavelski, though, with the recovery, forcing Zero up into the sky. Pavelski going for another one. Ninja coming up for the assist, and there's the side sig. It's going to throw Zero the opposite direction away from the closest blast zone, but Zero is still getting punished and thrown all over the place, and that's going to be Pavelski taking the fall. And now the Ninja looking for a KO onto Zero, but not going to find it, and now Zero going right off the top. Cheddar taking off stage, and there's the Ninja's second stock, and it's 2 stocks to 1. Cheddar in the 2v1. And this is going to be a very difficult position. Cheddar very close to being in the red kill potential, but Cheddar off stage with gauntlets is a very dangerous place for anyone to be against. And Pavelski just managing to get out of that situation. And Cheddar now being forced off stage. No weapons on either red team player. Now with the Katars, this is a very dangerous position for Cheddar to be in that kill potential. Close to off stage, getting caught into anything. And there it is.
That'll do it. Lucian, Qatar, and Sig picking up from the ground. Unfortunately, leads to the death of the blue team. And that will be the end of their run in this tournament. Good stuff to the red team there, pulling it out, heading into top 8 tomorrow. Well-deserved rest.
And now is the best time for it, too. We have 4 more games left today, of course. We have Zero and Cheddar, like you said, or Zero and Cheddar, like you said, being knocked out, eliminated, and Pavelski and the Ninja moving on to the top 8, lower side bracket. And now we're going to find out who goes up against them tomorrow in this game. Machete and Fizz versus Arato and Goosey. So we're going to see who comes out on top in this one. We do have the Enchantress pick as well as a Zul. So 2 characters we haven't seen throughout this tournament just yet.
I remember when Fate got released, there was so much hype behind her. And now after the signature nerfs, people have been stepping off of her a bit, but it's exciting to see that she's still in some people's gameplay, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how this goes, especially the Zul pick. Now that is something that we have seen popularized by Sandstorm, and more people have now been picking it up, and we'll be seeing how it goes in this match. So much damage to be put out here, and as we start, just off the beginning, a huge team combo coming out. Both players put in orange.
Arato with the cannon, trying to make a little, make some aerial plays work for him right now. Fizz with the scythe turnarounds, looking for the offstage potential onto Arato, but it is going to be turned around. Machete with the sword, trying to dance between both of the blue team players, and it's working out quite nicely for him right now. However, Fizz and Machete have taken quite a bit of damage from this Goosey and Arato combination, so they're going to have to be exceedingly careful in their first stocks.
Ooh, huge guitar dodge read coming out of Machete. Unfortunately, didn't kill because of the high defense coming in. But, ooh, snuffed out that dodge with the dare. That will be the end of the stock. Now Machete stuck in a 2v1 here. Against an axe off stage. Oh, but Fizz coming in hot with that Enchantress signature hit. As we see another one.
Mm-hmm. Very strong, very fast signature move to come out from Enchantress. And that is going to be the bread and butter of anti-air punishes. At least when you have your opponent in the red, or at least a deep orange, at the very least. But Goosey now and Artito getting a lot of damage onto Machete, trying to force him off stage. But oh, that is going to be the punish, as in the save from Fizz.
Ooh.
But only for a split second, as he does get taken out, along with Fizz falling on the bottom. And that is going to be nothing but a boon for Goosey and Artito.
Now, Fizz was in early orange on that stock when he went for the save. You just can't, honestly, on shipwreck falls, you cannot afford to save your teammate if they're that low. Because if you get gimped, that is a huge detriment to your team.
I think the only way you can really pull that off is if you have a Lance and you still have the full charge Lance recovery on the back end.
Indeed. Sword recovery is really nice too. But we don't have any of those in this game besides, oh, I guess we have a Suri. Anyways, red team. One stock apiece. And as we see here, huge save coming out of Fizz. That time did not get punished for it, which was very good. That kept them in the game still. And if they can kill off Goosey here, they'll be in a 2v1.
Machete with the recovery, almost taking Goosey out. Now Fizz with the follow-up, and there's the down air into the side air, forcing Goosey off stage, and there is no recourse, and Artito not able to come back either.
Oh my
that
God.
Is going to be game number 1 for Fizz and Machete.
What a turnaround coming out of red team. There was no reason for them to win that game, but Scythe coming in with the gimps. Scythe is probably the strongest weapon off stage. Most people would say gauntlets, but I thoroughly believe that Scythe is the best offstage weapon. And as we can see there, showing it off, huge gimp at white coming on the Zul.
Well, I mean, when it comes to offstage play, Scythe typically tends to have more disjointed hitboxes compared to Gauntlet. So I would definitely agree with that, along with a lot of those different options that you can go into with the alternate moves. If you catch someone in the down air, or, you know, any gravity cancel move as well off stage. Like I know sometimes we see gravity cancel down light for people trying to recover against the wall, where you just gravity cancel downlight, push them into the wall, and then they'll bounce off towards the blast zone. So there's a lot of different options there that are disjointed and that allow people to get those people from range. So that is a very nice boon for people playing Scythe, and we saw a lot of that benefit in that last game.
Indeed. Now we do not have any character swaps. Let's see what map pick they go for. And I like all three of these available maps, right? No Mammoth, no Shipwreck, no Brawlhaven, no Twilight. We have all unique maps that are barely played on. So I want to see a Thunder Guard. I don't believe we've seen a single Thunder Guard yet.
I was thinking about it just now after you said it, and I don't think we have. I think it's all been, let's see, I don't think the only maps that we haven't seen have been Thunder Guard and Brawlhaven at this point. I think so.
Now,
either way, game number 2 underway right now. Machete and Fizz are going to grab both of those weapons out of the air, and now Goosey finding that axe is going to give the blue team a little bit of space to work with, and Arato with the cannon as well is going to get be a good opportunity to build up some damage very fast. Goosey and Arato with the heavier weapons of the set right now.
Now, personally for me, Blackguard is my banned 2v2 map because I have more often than not fallen through the soft platforms that are on the side, and I have SD'd to it. So but I love watching other people suffer and going through my same fate. So let's see if they have those issues that I have. As we see here, Fizz huge NSYNC on site to take out that first stock. Now Goosey also in red. Oh, but team damage, but taken out. Goosey and close, but not yet dying.
We got the star shot as well from Fizz with the full charge signatures. Something that we don't normally see from people who do play Fate is those fully charged signatures that have the extra projectiles that come out. So it's kind of nice to see Fizz utilizing those in the team opportunity while Machete has the focus from the blue team.
Double kill from Arato there. Bringing his team even, and he's barely damaged, and he is Zol, so every single hit racking up so much damage.
Fitting very nicely in the role that Taros used to be in as the highest strength character, but now it's Zol, the big beefy boy, coming in with some real hard hits. That's Zol for you, bringing the damage, bringing that kind of orcish strength to the field. And now, of course, taking the fall as well with a little bit too much pressure off stage, but now Fizz and Machete coming in with a little bit of pressure onto Goosey, trying to collapse on, but he is going to go and find a little bit of respite in the arms of his teammate Arato.
Machete, though, holding stage control while his teammate going for this edge guard against Zol is pretty scary. With axe and cannon, both are very good weapons at edge guarding. The cannon there has a huge hitbox that helps with a lot of different angles. And as we see here, Arato is not afraid to go off stage against these players right now.
Oh, Goosey taking a fall. Oh no! I was kind of curious as to what was going on there, and he was just done. He just fell and just lost the stock for,
I talked about it right when this game started. That is why I have this map banned. I fastball through the platforms and die way more than I should. And it happens in tournament too.
I mean, it happened in a tournament just now, so it's definitely an issue for people. But Goosey right now trying to make that kind of mishap not as bad, but it's not going to be the case, I think, as Machete and Fizz have such a hard hold over this edgeguard situation. Goosey not even able to get back onto the map ground as Machete and Fizz just completely control the area around him, and that is going to be the quick 2-0. Machete and Fizz taking it down.
Awesome. Okay. So we have now, I believe we have Viper and Axo versus Rain. Rain! That is
Yep,
actually
Rain is back.
someone. Wow. This is a player who has been here a very long time. And I'm very excited to see this. I'm excited to see him back, honestly. So,
It's always good to see classic players make a return. We saw Multum play today, and now we're getting Rain in the qualifiers for the lower bracket bottom or top 8. I guess it's technically bottom 8 still, or not. I guess it depends on how you look at it. It's top 8, but it's the bottom of the top 8, so you could technically call it bottom 8, even though it's not like the first 8 people to lose. Either way, whatever. It's irrelevant. It's Rain and Precis Maurice versus Viper and Axo coming up right now, and Rain on the Sentinel pick, something I like to see, of course. Pulling out the guitars as they are fantastic right now. Probably the best weapon overall in the game, if I had to make a quick assumption, but
yes, with the most recent patch, that is the general
Yeah.
consensus. However, a lot of players seem to think guitars are not the best weapon in 2v2s. They are not the best at combos, and they don't rack up that much damage on their own, like with each individual hit, right? Whereas Axe will do a lot of that, and it also has a decent combo game. So some people are split between guitars being really good in 2v2s and guitars not being that good in 2v2s. However, guitars are definitely a very strong weapon right now. So,
well, we're not going to see the guitars come out just yet, as Rain has the hammer and Viper has the axe. Precis Maurice still weaponless, but is going to find the pickup right through the umbrella of death from Viper. And now the collapse back into the center of the stage as Rain and Precis Maurice try to find a foothold against the relentless assault from Axo and Viper.
as you see here, the damage is pretty even, but as I say that, Viper gets a huge axe scam, and another one, a huge double kill for the red team, putting them so far ahead now. They have a weapon advantage, they have the stock advantage, and they're only in orange.
Oh, Precis Maurice getting a nice offstage play. Edgeguard gonna find the KOs onto Viper and Axo potentially. Viper, there it goes.
Maurice
Grab and
with
cancel
the
slide
huge
kick
double
into ground
kill.
pound offstage. A very nice kill option for a lot of situations, and that is going to be the works for right now. And Rain coming in, looking for a little bit of damage. Viper doing a good pressure job onto Precis Maurice off stage. And can he make it back? No, he's going to take the fall, and that is one stock left in a very high-octane game going on between these two teams. Axo looking for the KO, for the big damage onto Precis Maurice, and Precis Maurice looking for that follow-up with the gravity cancel slide kick. Not going to find it, though, and there is another KO onto Rain off the top. Viper and Axo just throwing out so much damage and pressure, but the follow-ups from the blue team are kind of coming into their own as they are still able to stay relatively close, even being a stock down each.
Ooh,
There
huge
is
Russian
another
Mafia coming
KO
out
off
of
the
Rain.
bottom.
It's been 2 minutes and the game's nearly over already. Like, these games are so fast, so much is happening. So exciting to see. Rain's hammer is doing a lot of work in this matchup. Same with Maurice's bow.
Oh, getting caught though by Axo's side sig, the gravity cancel neutral, and now it is Precis Maurice all by himself. Rain getting eliminated off the bottom from Axo, and now Viper now holding that edge guard potential with the Ragnar. No better character in this situation to hold the options off from someone off stage than a Ragnar. Although maybe, and you can make an argument against it, I would rather see him do it with the guitars.
Maurice has a lot to do here, a big hill to climb, but he's doing great work. Target swapping, right?
Woo! Precis
Oh my
Maurice
gosh.
with a pop-off unarmed.
And-
Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough as Viper does get the slide kick into gravity cancel uppercut, and that is going to lead into the Viper Axo victory
hype
in
train
game number 1. But
has
oh
died
my
down.
gosh.
That was very nicely done by Maurice there. a lot of
Popping
people
off
think
like
that
bubble
you
wrap.
tunnel, right? In 2v1s, you see the one of the players is red, right? You're gonna try to get that 1v1. But what Maurice did there was he target swapped. He acted like he was focusing on one player and then turned on the other for free damage. And you need to not forget about the other player because you have to fight them next, right? So if you get the damage on the lesser damage player for free like that, it helps you out so much. Unfortunately, he was not able to bring out that 2v1 victory, but we always have another game and a new reset.
And we will be seeing more of that in just a second. This could potentially be the last game of the day to see if Viper and Agzo will be qualifying into the lower bracket top 8 tomorrow against JK Cider and Daiku as their first game. But we will find out in just a moment, because
3, 2, 1, brawl.
if Rain and Precis Maurice do win it out here, then we got another game on our hands. But Rain and Precis Maurice versus Agzo and Viper, game number 2.
Oh, barely missing that gravity cancel Russian Mafia there. Was just a bit too stacked. Already Rain getting a lot of damage with these signatures and this hammer in general. Oh, he went for it again, but interrupted by Agzo. You love to see the flashy hammer combos with recovery and counter being really cool, but Viper with the Gimp on Rain and Agzo sending Maurice on the other side of the map.
Another recovery coming out from Precis Maurice. The unarmed play from Precis is just so precise, it is insane. I'm done with the puns.
Oh, that sent straight down. Did you see that?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Agzo almost getting taken off the top. Viper trying to make his way back on the stage, but Rain doing a fantastic job at surviving right now. Almost in kill percent, and the gravity cancel spike. Electro spike from the Sentinel Sig is going to lead into the KO onto Agzo, and Viper still holding on to that first stock, just surviving by the skin of his teeth right now. Recovery not going to be enough to send him out of the map as Viper comes in for a little bit of an assist. Precis Maurice with the neutral light, going to make his way back in to the map, but the down air from Viper is going to confirm that KO, and the neutral Sig onto his teammate, just dead in the dead straight in the middle of the map with no one else around. Wonder what that's going on. That's going to be a thing too. Viper's
so
gonna,
Rain was going to
damage.
Russian Mafia him, so Viper was going to end-sig him out of it, but he just stopped and dodged away, knowing that Viper was going to punish him for it. So that was really good understanding from Rain there. Oh, blue
Rain
team
and
hitting
Precis
each other a
Maurice.
lot here. That's not good. They're on last stocks right here.
Precis Maurice finding the KO off on the right side. That's going to be another stock off of Agzo. And Rain looking for the signature finisher onto Viper. Viper right now trying to extend the stock as far as possible. And going off stage with Rain. No, coming back onto the middle. He does not want to risk that. Off stage, losing that final stock. Rain has to be very careful now with no weapon as well. Not a good position for him to be in, especially against Viper edge guarding him from that return. And there it is, the KOs at the same time coming in, and that is going to be Viper and Agzo taking it down 2-0, moving on to the top 8 tomorrow against JK Cider and Daiku. And that is going to be the last game of the day, coming to a close. So that is the qualifiers all complete. If you want to take us through the qualifiers in the top 8 for tomorrow, Starlight, go right ahead.
Indeed. So in the winner's side, we have Blue and Simple, Seed 1, the expected team to win this tournament in winner's side against Aktno and Hissen. And on the other side of the winner semifinals, we have Zapapi and Ariel versus DM Vinke and Blaze. So these are some teams that I don't recall seeing in like top 4 winner semifinal sides too often, besides like Blue and Simple. And I've seen Hissen and Ariel a lot, but not with their teammates, right? Their current teammates that they're playing with. So it's really, really interesting. This is what we said at the beginning of the tournament, how EU is like, anything can happen. New players can rise. The winners top 4 are not the same. Like in NA, you're gonna expect Sandstorm and Boomy and all these players to you know they're gonna be like top 4 winner side, right? But in EU, you just have no clue. So on the loser side, though, we have Pavelski and the Ninja versing off against. Well, it's not updated yet, so I can't really tell.
It was
Fizz and Machete, right?
I'm like 80% sure. Like I said, my memory is terrible. So
Same.
me remembering who won that game, I'm pretty freaking sure that it's Fizz and Machete going up against Pavelski and the Ninja.
Yep.
And then right below that, of course, we have JK, Cider, and Daiku going up against Viper and Agzo in the top 8 lower side. So that is going to be tomorrow's games. We will see that, like I said, tomorrow. And I can't like shove it in your head enough. Be here
At 10 a.m. Eastern.
tomorrow. It's all best of 5. So
All best of 5,
anyway,
yep.
Is there anything you want to say before we're done?
No, thank you. Thank you very much for having me on here. You are a lovely co-caster, Crone. Thank you very much.
As with yourself.
So for me personally, you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/TylerWhitakerVA, which is my professional thing. Or you can find me on Twitch at Starlight, and that's it for me.
All right, and I guess you can find me on Twitter, but I never tweet anything at all, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll see you later tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard U.S. time.
See you guys.